To deliver food security in the developing world, we can't rely on one staple crop. So we are exploring new options to identify crops that are resilient to poor soil, lack of water and high temperatures.
This glasshouse really is a facility which we can use it just for overwintering, obviously just keeping plants alive, but as you can see in this control panel, we can control irrigation and heating, which allows us to simulate conditions in a lot of third world countries. We'll be looking at things like drought resistance, for example, and disease resistance, which can be then fitted into crops grown in Africa or Asia even.
The scientists at Aberystwyth are exploring how the genetic strengths of plants from other continents, including Europe, can be used in crops in Africa.
With these long tubes, we allow the roots to develop to the sort of depth that they normally grow in the field, and this means that we can identify root systems which will cope better with drought conditions. With marker technologies, we can identify the actual genes involved, and it's possible then to either look for these in plants in developing countries or either transfer them from closely related plants to these plants normally grown in the developing countries.
Researchers are genetically enhancing pearl millet, which has been grown in Africa for centuries, to withstand even greater levels of heat and drought.
Pearl millet will complement the cultivation of rice in Africa, and specifically we feel that we can deliver new strains of pearl millet that are able to grow with less water, and this will complement work that's going on in the rest of the world on rice. We have a very strong visitor program where scientists from the developing world come here, work with our researchers on developing new approaches to improve the productivity of crops in Africa. This is a really good time to be a biologist because we're having some tremendous scientific discoveries, and there's now opportunities to start addressing the big global challenges.
It is not just hardier crops. Countries like Senegal have to tackle other areas where agriculture is failing. Vast areas of farmland are being lost to the desert, about 50,000 hectares a year. New tree planting schemes are trying to stop the advance.
Tris projet la bo xamanteni ni yaatuna garabu deug yi ni buñ leen baye ben at ba ñaari at man nañu dimbalé ci walu ndox man nañu dimbalé ci walu brisement.
200 kilometers east of Dakar, Omar is teaching other farmers how to plant trees. They help protect the precious topsoil from the wind.
Am na ñoo xam ne ñu ngi fiit ba tey ñooñu seen problème mooy dañuy yaakaar ne suuf si su amee ay garab duñ mën a liggéey mais bu ñu xamoon ne garab yi mooy dimbale suuf si ba ñoom ñu mën a am njëriñ ndax bu fekkee garab amul taw mënul am.
Villagers used to cut down trees to make charcoal. That is changing. When these guava seedlings mature, they can sell the produce at the local market. Farmers don't need to leave for the city to make a living. By planting more trees, they are giving their land greater protection.
Mais comme ci Niger dañu meloon comme Sénégal mais léegi ci Niger boo demee dañu amoon ay garab bu baax kon donc loolu suñu bëggee dimbale suñu bopp dinañu jëmbat garab.
But these long-term solutions do not help farmers like Baizal. To make a living, he's already left his village for the capital, Dakkar. He blames the government for not doing more to help rural people in his predicament.
Malheureusement, le gouvernement a marginalisé ci côté yépp ñi bay ceeb bi ak ñi bay dugub bi toppatoo leen mais ñoom recette yi nga xamante ne moom la commerçant yi di dugal ci seen compte yi pour mën a jaay ñoom loolu la ñu gën a compter mais suñu comptoon ci li nga xamante ne moom la ñuy bay fii carrément bon yaakaar naa ne am na yu bëri yoo xamante ne day cher fii dina fi lamb comme yeneen liggéey yi nga xamante ne ñu ngi koy liggéey nu muy lambee.
But Baizal is involved in an urban agricultural project. On a small scale, this helps rural migrants use their skills in farming and provide a more self-sufficient local food supply.
Le projet aide les populations à deux niveaux. D'abord les agriculteurs eux-mêmes, le projet tente de conserver cette activité, donc un emploi pour ces agriculteurs. En plus, par rapport à l'alimentation, participe à l'approvisionnement des populations donc, en produits frais.
Another project allows access to the city's recycled wastewater in a bid to improve the yields of the urban farmer.
Sometimes the practices we are using are not really the best one. So how we can maybe improve the practice used by population, how we can better make irrigation in order to save water, and how we can also diversify the type of crop used by farmers. All these we have to work on in order to have some clear pathway to deal with climate change.
But schemes like this are merely a drop in the ocean when it comes to providing Senegal with enough food, though they do provide a limited number of jobs. Some say Senegal's target of self-sufficiency by 2015 is unrealistic. There is a growing debate about whether such ambitions can possibly be achieved. But they are not helping people like Ousmane. Forced to leave his village because of climate change, he has found work on the outskirts of Dakar. His new job will be hard work. With fellow migrants from the countryside, he has to dig sand for the building industry.
liggéey bi moom lijjanti la parce que ku nekk sa doole moo la fi taaj ku amatu doole rek dem ñibbi parce que liggéey bi daa métti kii liggéeyu góor la moom boo ñëwee am doole moom da lijjanti moom da nga gaaw am foo liggéey waaye boo ñàkkee doole rek bokkatoo.
It is far less satisfying than his life as a farmer.
non neexul waaye ñàkk pexe rek moom bu amul pexe moom il faut nga def dara da nga def lu la neexul. fii su ma xalaat de mooy su ma amee fu ma téye rek bàyyi ko parce que dafa métti fii fajar ngay jóg encore ci bu suuf de sànni ci ko oto moom dafa diis waaye ñàkk pexe moom si tax a nekk.
Ousmane's fellow workers have similar tales to tell.
kii ma dendal nii mu nga dëkk ba Guinée mu nga dëkk Guinée moom dafa ñëw fii bàyyi njabootam ñii nga gis ñëw si ñu ngi jóge ci village yi ñëw fii ci biir capitale bi fii pour wut dara.
kenn ku nekk fii fi mu ne nii am na ñu bëri ñoo xam ne dëkkuñu fi la leen fa tax jëlee yëpp mooy mbay mi njëkk a antu da ngay bay ba nawet wàcc doo am dara ñi nga xam ne ñoo ñu ëpp kaw ñoo ñu gën a kawe ñu mën ñu jàppale ah itam dañuy jël.
The G8 nations recently pledged $20 billion to improve agriculture in the developing world. This aims to make poorer countries more self-sufficient and improve their food security. But experts warn it needs to be a sustained effort.
We need research and development by which we can withstand drought, we can withstand high levels of salinity in the water, changing the type of crops that are grown.
And that's going to take time, that's also going to take resources. And I hope the world is willing to expend those resources in the right way than to take shortcuts and find the easy way out. There is no easy way out.
That research and development will be critical if farmers are to develop crops that can cope with the new temperatures and lack of water. Government investment will be vital if agriculture in Senegal is to adapt to climate change. In the next episode of Hot Cities, Cuba in the eye of a storm. Hurricanes are getting stronger and more violent. buildings destroyed, lives ruined.
Desde aquí nosotros lo perdimos todo, nosotros no tenemos nada.
Coastal areas are among the places most at risk from climate change. But could Cuba have the answer? They are well prepared for the worst, and lives are being saved.